we thought the industry was, basically on the brink of collapse, which it kind of did have a semi-collapse. The indie TCG scene, sorry, and it was a sad time. It was a difficult time, and it was, we were very, very very close to basically throwing in the towel, and I was like, nah, I'm not giving up on BlightBreed. This is my baby. This is our baby. I've put in way too much money. I've put in way too much work, and I don't want to let the community down that did back us, that did have faith in us. We're going to get a team together again. We're going to buckle down, and we're really going to hone in on this and make this the best game we possibly can. And then after that, basically, in between then and now, a lot has happened, and I am so glad that myself and Jenny, the designer, and then the people that came on board not too long after the failed Kickstarter actually stuck around and are still there. Same people still, for the most part. Considering that we launched on the same day, as this crazy hyped up TCG, and considering how the scene was going at the time, and considering how people were feeling towards BlightBreed at the time through preconceived, I don't know, thoughts that kind of weren't, that aren't real, that people have these preconceived notions sometimes. Rumors spread that are false, and a lot of the time the rumors that spread are actually not true. They're false, not just with BlightBreed but in general. I'm not saying all rumors are false, but a lot of rumors that spread are just simply like just generally false information, as I've come to realize being in the scene for 2.5 years now. But
especially when you enter a bear market and people can be very negative, and
exactly, we got about 60 to 70% of the way there, from not with all the drama going on around it, but we still almost funded. But in the end, I believe the Kickstarter for our main set, Convergence, which is still called Convergence, our first set, it is the alpha variant of Convergence, which is the only way to get it is through the Kickstarter campaign, and it was like that back then, and it's like that now as well. Just to put that out there. But I think it's a blessing in disguise that it didn't fund, because now I believe we have a much better looking product. We have a much more solid team, a much more solid foundation, and the gameplay has not been revamped, but the gameplay has been, the aspects of it have been very, very, very well polished, a lot more polished since then. The game has been playable for the last year and a half or so. It's been playable. It's even playable with the sample set. There's some cards, that you will need to be able to play, but we offered like print and play kits for the individuals or the people that wanted to, play
you have
with
a
the sample
tabletop
set. Yeah, and then we ended up making the tabletop simulator. So the game's been completely playable for the last year and a half, particularly on Tabletop Simulator. And excuse me, eventually we had a gameplay designer jump on board. Not like a professional gameplay designer, but he has designed a lot of games in his life. He's worked on a lot of games. He's done a lot of rule books. His name is Archer. He is absolutely fantastic. And then he joined the Discord, and he didn't realize how, and I put in parentheses, big, because it's, by no means, worldwide big, but how big BlightBreed actually was. And he joined because he's so used to like these homemade TCGs where, they don't really have a following at all. And he joined, and he was like, oh wow, this game is quite established. And I invited him onto the team, and I said, hey, look, do you want to join the team? Do you want to be, our lead gameplay designer and our, rulebook, basically our rulebook writer, and our, you can update the rulebook in the future and stuff going forward. And he was more than happy to jump on. He's like, yep, I want to jump on board. This is amazing. This is kind of this is my niche. This is my expert. This is what I'm kind of an expert in. And I'd be more than happy to join. And then that's how we got the gameplay fully fleshed out in literally, it was already fleshed out before, but like smoothed out, and got rid of, fixed many things that could have potentially been an issue, and added some things and removed some things. And and the game is really actually phenomenal. When people ask like what type of game is BlightBreed, usually I just say, look, play the tabletop simulator. There's a rule book here. if you want to play, I'm happy to personally play with you as well, and we can have a chat and I can talk to you through it. Or here's some videos, like I linked you. I said, look, here's some gameplay
Mhm.
if you want to have a look.
Yeah.
For the people that are wanting the gameplay, because I think it's an interesting thing because collectors, even though they're solely collectors, they don't really play the game. They still want the game to be good because they know if the game is good, the game's going to last
Yeah.
and the collectability will last. And it could the value will continue to increase, especially
Mm.
for the earlier product. But we were never, overly focused on, I've never been overly focused on the secondary market for BlightBreed or, any TCG other outside of the big main ones. I realized, very early on that I need to make a good game, and then we need to make a good game once we had a team and stuff. Because for BlightBreed, we want to appeal to collectors very very much so, but we also want to appeal to the people that play the game, and we realize that you need a good game there, at
Mhm.
least a semi good game there for it to continue onwards. Because if you don't have a game, or you
Yeah.
act like you have a game but you don't really have one, people are going
Mhm.
to realize that very, very fast, and it's going to bring a very negative impact onto your brand, onto your TCG, if you don't have a game. Because the point of a
Yeah.
TCG these days is for it to be a game, right? So Midori Harada, for those that don't know, is a very famous, well, not famous, but very renowned Pokemon artist. She's been a Pokemon artist
Oh,
since
wow.
its inception, and everyone said they wanted a. Let me just see if I can get
Oh, yeah. I've seen that
a.
art, I think, on, maybe a pack or something. That looks amazing.
Yeah, they are on our.
I
Do I
forget where
even
you
have?
have it on your products, but I've seen it somewhere,
Do I
maybe on
even
a
have
website
any?
or something,
Oh yeah, here's an empty
or on your
open pack.
Instagram.
But
Oh,
yeah,
that's it. Yeah, that looks
yeah.
amazing.
So that's Rallied Alliance. So that was our one of our
That's so cool.
subsets. Just yeah.
I didn't know
So
you had a Pokemon artist doing that. That's amazing.
yeah. So as let me just try to show down the bottom there. So that's actually the Japanese variant. There's
Wow.
also an English variant here. So I'll get both next to each
That art
other.
is amazing.
It's very unique. It's not
Yeah.
typical Blightbreed art that you usually see. Blightbreed art is generally very semi-realistic. But I guess
I
this is
like
kind of
seeing the
semi.
varieties of art because, like, Pokemon has a real variety of
Yeah,
styles,
now they
by different
definitely do.
artists in
Yeah.
it, and I think that's good. I like to see that.
Yeah, yeah. I like
Maybe
variation
not
on art
early
styles
Pokemon,
too.
it was more the Sugimori kind of style, but nowadays you see all kinds of different styles.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, early Pokemon, like from base set, like all the way through to like Neo, was basically the
Yeah.
same style,
Yeah.
but they changed it up a bit after that. And then that's the
And they look
English
good in
variant.
the Beckett slabs too.
They look very, very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
I think
back,
modern cards look really good,
they're actually
kind of more
gorgeous.
modern style
Yeah,
art.
I agree. Like the more modern kind of,
Yeah.
modernized
Something
cards
about it.
these
I
days.
don't
Yeah, I agree. And
just good eye appeal.
yeah, definitely. And especially if the art and stuff is nice, and it's done by a Pokemon artist, and
Yeah, that's
it's
awesome.
really awesome. And that is the Japanese
There you go.
variant. Yeah, that's Rykard
Okay.
from our. There we go. That's not bad.
Okay.
That's Rykard from our Rogue set, which
That's cool.
is the art again. Another empty pack, but that's the art for the Rogue set.
Okay.
That's
Nice.
the Charles lunging forward. So that was the Rogue set, and that's probably still, other than the sample set, one of our most successful kind of subsets that we've had.
Okay.
But I won't go through all these because for time's sake, and
That's okay.
but there's some really nice really nice cards graded here. So like
Well,
you know
so
um,
BGS and PCG grades, you wanna name are there any other grading companies right now that are accepting BlightBreed
so
cards or that you're working on maybe?
so yeah, so we got Australia's ARC,
Mhm.
that's ARK,
Okay.
ARC grading. You may have seen their
Cool.
slabs potentially. And then there's also TCG grading, which is Australian as well, trading card game
PCG.
grading. And I know people are still grading with ARC, but I do see less and less ARC black breed slabs.
Okay.
I know a lot of people are now just sending to BGS because, I mean, they're a fair price, I believe, BGS, and their turnaround time, even for the more expensive kind of TR grading tier,
Mhm.
are not too expensive for what the turnaround time is. I think they're quite
Okay.
well priced these days. BGS. I'm not a huge fan of graded cards or slabs or anything, but I know the community is, which is why we are doing essentially all this for the
Yeah.
community. Because in the end, it's always about the community and the team for me. It's never been about, you know, in the beginning it was about me, like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this, but
Yeah.
that shifted very fast to how can I make the community happy? How can I make my team happy? How can I make BlightBreed successful? Not for myself, but for the community, for the people that believed in us and backed us, and for my team members who have put in so much work and so much effort and so much time and little blood, sweat, and tears into this game over the last 2.5 years. You know, teammates have
Yeah.
passed and present, and how can I make this successful for them, and for the community? How can I keep building this up for the community so the community can enjoy it and have tournaments in LGS stores, and um, you know keep collecting cards, grade cards if they like, because I know, as I
Yeah.
said, a lot of people want to grade cards. So even though
I
I'm
do.
not, yeah,
I
exactly.
do like that. Yeah.
Even though I'm not a massive fan, I'm more of a sealed collector myself. I just wanted to mention that BlightBreed does have a very, very good game attached to it. And as I was explaining earlier, yes, we do very, very much consider the collectors and the investors as well, because there's a lot of collectors and investors. But we also highly, highly, highly focus on the gameplay. So we kind of try to keep it balanced, but the gameplay is highly focused on too. It's a very unorthodox game. Like a lot of people said, it's very unorthodox to how any other TCG plays. And I know that maybe once again saying, oh, might come across as trying to say we're special or something, but no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I myself haven't played a huge plethora of TCGs. So when I was creating the game, it was created the way I would want to play a game, the way I would want a game to play. So it's very unorthodox in the way it plays. And I know this is a super cliche saying this, but it's very much like chess. That's very super cliche saying that, because a lot of creators say that, oh, my game's like chess, and I know that it's cliche, but it is very much like chess, not in terms of how because it's not grid based. Okay, let me just
Yeah.
get that
So
clear.
the first thing I think about is if it's grid based or not. That's
No,
why
it is
because
not
I've used
grid
that for
based
that
at
analogy.
all. The best comparison I can give for BlightBreed without actually getting too deep into it is Pokemon. Okay, that's the best comparison I can give, is Pokemon that is more in depth.
I
Um,
got that feeling when I watched that more recent video on BlightBreed. There was actually like an interesting animation where you kind of made it look like it was a Pokemon battle.
Jake did that. That was
Yeah,
Jake.
that
That
was.
was
I
Jake.
mean, I don't know how he did
I
that.
don't
That was
know how Jake
amazing, but
does. Jake
but
has shown me so
that
much
was
stuff.
such a
Yeah,
good comparison with when they showed the layout, and I kind of saw there was like a bench, and then like you had
yeah.
like an active fighter,
Podium.
and it
There's a
clicked. Yeah.
podium. Yeah, and so it's very much like, it's a physical resource system. So the cards are there's physical resource cards that you have to use to actually
Are those
activate
those
abilities.
serums? There's
They're
like a
the
red,
vials.
yellow,
The vials,
the
yeah.
vials.
So you
Okay.
so you got your green, blue, and red vial, then you have your pure vial, which is kind of like a colorless energy, which is the best comparison I can give
Oh,
it
that's
to,
neat.
which lets you basically, if there's an attack move ability, for example, that costs one blue and one green,
Mhm.
the pure vial will cover all of that.
I
Um,
like the vial system. For some reason, it stuck out. Like it feels like you're playing a video game with these characters, and then like that would be one of the pickups items that you
yeah,
would
well,
like run
yeah,
over
exactly, yeah,
to restore your health or your mana or something. It
exactly,
just works. I like that, and I haven't
yeah.
seen other cards or games use these like vial
No,
images
well,
as a
that's why I wanted,
not
like,
vial.
yeah, I know what you mean. That's why I wanted, like, because in the lore, vials play a major part, but I won't get into that.
Yeah,
But like, that will be explained once the lore
that's cool.
is like published and stuff like that. But so, just quickly, like, yeah, so it's a physical resource system, and the vials actually go into your deck as well. So you have to actually draw the vials, and you put the vials into the vial reserves in like the
Okay,
corresponding colored piles, and you can only play your vials if they're in the vial reserves. But the first thing you do when you draw a hand is you put your vials down. That's the first thing you will do.
okay,
Then you will put your hybrids down. Then you would get the hybrid into the combat zone, and you can only attack, unless otherwise stated, from the combat zone to the hybrid in their combat zone. The way to win the game is to defeat their clan leader, and the way
okay,
to do that is to defeat the hybrid in their combat zone, and then you can get a direct attack on the clan leader. Or if there's no hybrid in their combat zone, you can directly attack the clan leader. But yeah,
oh, okay,
I won't get too much into the gameplay, but the game is
cool.
very solid. We had Archer, Jake, so many people help us just solidify this game. It's very unorthodox, and what I mean in the way how it plays like chess is that one small mistake, it's easy to pick up, but it's brutal to get down. I know a lot of people say that as well. Easy to pick
Yeah.
up, but hard to master. But it is genuinely easy to pick up, and like even the quick start guide, you'll be like, oh yeah, I know how to play. But it is very hard to master, like to become really good at it, because you really need to think ahead a lot. And that's how I
Okay.
compare it to chess, is by having to think ahead by sometimes a lot, because one mistake and it could be done for you. They could absolutely obliterate you. So you have to
Wow.
like, yeah, you
And
could
then you
be
think back like, "Oh, if I did that other thing,
exactly
that would
like,
have
"Oh, if I did this
been a
first
completely
instead of
different
doing this,
situation."
and then I did this, and then I did
Yep.
this, he wouldn't have been able to do that, or she
That's
wouldn't have been
chess.
able to do this." Yeah. So I know it's very cliche saying that, but in that concept, the same. But no,
Well,
it's not
chess is
convexed
the
at all.
ultimate game, so you wanna be
Oh, chess!
like
I
that
love
and
chess.
all
I'm
that.
a
Yeah.
massive chess fan. So the idea for the gameplay was always a mixture of like chess and something like similar to Pokemon, but like more in depth, more
Okay.
updated, more options, and just like, yeah. So
I have to say
anyway,
I like hearing about something being more like Pokemon because a lot of times you see things being more like Magic, I wanna say, kinda
yeah,
just in
well, a
general,
lot of like
and
99% of new games, new indie games that come out have taken a lot from like Magic, or like Flesh and Blood, or
yeah.
even other like popular sort of games. And there is like, and also like in BlightBreed, there's also like a vial incubation system, which you're going to get vials back that are already exhausted.
Okay.
But Kickstarter launches on the 7th of November. We have a lot of
Okay.
pre-followers already. We're almost at 1,000 pre-followers as of us
Yeah, I
talking
saw
here.
that on there. It was
Um,
a lot more than last time, your
to
previous
like
projects.
times eight the amount of last time. We almost
Yeah,
funded last time, so
man.
I'm very confident in this Kickstarter, not just because of the pre-followers and
Mhm.
all that kind of stuff, but because it's very awesome. It's very great. The game is great. The art is great. The clans are awesome. The hybrids are awesome, and the product is awesome. So, talking about the product, yes, there's going to be two pre-constructed decks. There's
Okay.
going to be high impact and fusion focus, which is a full deck of basically everything you need to play the game, right?
Okay.
Right off the bat, so you don't need to worry about opening, like, if getting all the cards together. Boom, there's the deck right there for you. All the vials, all the adrenalines. There's something in the game called adrenalines, which is like kind of effect
Okay.
cards that you can activate on your turn, or activate as a defense out of turn. Um, so yeah, and it comes with everything. Will come with an alternate art clan leader, both theme decks. The high impact theme deck is based on Harper's Rabbit Clan, and the
Cool.
fusion focused theme deck is based on Charles's clan, Charles's Wolf Clan. And
Awesome.
they will both come with a alpha convergence random booster pack as well, and
Cool.
damage counters, and a coin, because to determine who goes first, you have to coin flip. Um, and
Okay.
then, yeah, so there's two theme decks. There's going to be booster boxes, obviously. Each booster box comes with 24 packs. They're going to come with a box topper, which guarantees you a clan leader,
Nice.
because you need a clan leader to play. So each booster box will guarantee you a clan leader. There's also going to be ultra rare alternate version arts. There's going to be approximately one per booster box. If you get really lucky, you might get two. But the ultra rares don't have different abilities. They are just based on hybrids in the set with a different art, with different crazy art, but they have the same move set as the standard art version. Just
Awesome.
to make that clear.
Yeah.
Same with the clan leaders. They all the clan leaders have an ultra rare variant, but the move set is exactly the same as the standard rare variant. So it
Cool.
appeals to collectors and
Good.
the
Yeah.
players. We didn't want to segregate any of them. We didn't want to make it so it's pay to win. But we wanted to give a good chase for the collectors, and we also wanted to make it very easy for the players,
Awesome.
if they don't care about worry too much about the alternate arts, the URs. And there's also going to be something called a hidden rare, which is going to be probably like one per case, right?
Wow.
Um, a hidden rare heroic hybrid, yeah. So it's going to be a chase card. There's not going to be like a set number, but it's going to be extremely rare to get, and that will be we're thinking about how to do that, whether to do that as an alternate art or a card in itself. But there's going to
Okay.
be many rogue hybrids in the set as well. A rogue hybrid is essentially a hybrid you can put into your deck, that doesn't belong to any clan. Because how it works is you get a full clan of 5, and then the other 5
Hmm.
hybrids you can choose randomly from any clan, just not another clan leader. And you can choose to have one rogue hybrid in your deck, as well as 4 other hybrids. Um, so yeah, 4 other hybrids from like different clans. Again, I'm getting ahead of myself. So yes, so booster boxes, pre-constructed decks. We actually
Okay.
have a partnership with. Palms Off Gaming. We had like a prototype binder made with Palms Off Gaming, but they are
Nice.
arguably Australia's biggest TCG merchandise company.
Okay.
Right. So binders, folders, binders,
Mhm.
card sleeves, deck boxes, etc., etc., etc. They're
Okay.
really, really cool. They even
Cool.
make like a apparel now, like apparel like shirts and jackets and
Nice.
stuff like that. It's really cool.
Yeah.
We've had a massive PR, like crazy PR marketing for Convergence, and it's going really well.
Nice.
Our team has been really solid, and yeah, like booster boxes, pre-constructed decks. There's going to be something called a ancient relic box, which is going to come with some
Whoa.
pretty
That sounds
exclusive.
epic.
Yeah, it's going to come. I think it's going to be limited to either 500 or 1,000. Not sure yet, but probably about 500. And
Okay.
it's going to come with something, potentially something extremely special, which I won't delve into. I'll keep that as a secret for now. But it's called an
Cool.
ancient relic box. It's
Okay.
going to come with exclusive cards. It's going to come with so BlightBreed story expands over 5,000 years. Um,
Wow.
so into like 2083 when the story starts, but it actually technically started like 5,000 years prior, but I won't get into that because that's spoiler territory. But it's going to come with an ancient rogue hybrid promo, which will not be found in the Convergence set, and it's going to come with a pack which contains a full ancient hybrid clan. So you can
Nice.
use that ancient hybrid clan to play. So it's going to have the clan leader and the 4 clan members. So
Nice.
that's going to be the ancient relic box, which is a exclusive, awesome product. And then we're also going to have an LGS only tier. There's probably going to be about 30 to 50 spots, and there's going to be LGS exclusive promo packs, which I think there's going to be, I think it's 50. Don't it could change, so don't quote me
Mhm.
on that, but it might be, I think it's 50 LGS exclusive promo packs with like an exclusive card in it for people that come and physically into the store, that LGS store, and physically play the game. They'll be handed these for free,
Okay.
or whatever the LGS decides to do with them. There's going to be something called an Ultra Rogue pack, which is a pack of very, very, very limited booster pack of Rogue hybrids that you can find in the main Convergence set, but they're going to be alternate arts, very gorgeous alternate arts. So there's going to be that's very exclusive. And yeah, I'm not going to ruin anything else. There's going to be some
Yeah.
more crazy product, but yeah, that's the Kickstarter that is launching on the 7th of November at 8 a.m.
Okay.
Eastern Standard Time.